Hello, hello. On behalf of all of us here at Mary MacKillop Today, I warmly welcome you to this very special online event. My name is Elizabeth Fegan and I'm the Supporter Relations Group Leader here at Mary MacKillop Today. I'd like to begin our session by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the various lands from which we meet today. Here in North Sydney, I'm on the land of the Camaragal people of the Eora Nation. We pay our respects to elders and leaders, past, present and emerging, and we acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contribution they make to life in our regions and our communities. This event is our opportunity to show all of you the difference your support has made over the past year and to celebrate the imminent arrival of Christmas, a time of joy, peace and hope. We're so glad so many of you could join us today, and I would like to offer our heartfelt gratitude for your unwavering commitment to ensure people experiencing disadvantage and living on the margins can flourish. By way of housekeeping, please be assured you cannot be seen or heard by today's hosts or by any of the other guests. If you do have any issues, please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. You can also use that button if you would like to ask a question at any time during the session. We would love to receive questions from all of our guests on the seminar today, and we will do our very best to answer them at the end of the presentation. We've got a wonderful collection of people looking forward to presenting to you this afternoon. To start with, we're going to hear from our Timor-Leste Country Director, Alipio Baltzar, and our International Programs Group Leader, Tessa Henwood-Mitchell. Alipio and Tessa will give us an update on some of the amazing work that's being done overseas. Closer to home, we're going to hear from our Financial Inclusions Team Leader, Anita Van Dartel, for an update on the critical work that is happening at the moment in Central Western New South Wales. And we'll also hear from our CEO, Jane Wolford, who wants to share our exciting goals for 2023. All of our leaders will be speaking about highlights of their year and what inspires them every day to do the great work that is only possible with your support. So we're going to start with a short video that's showcasing a few of the highlights we've achieved together in the past 12 months. Please enjoy. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Alipio now as our first speaker to talk about all of the wonderful work that he is leading up in Timor-Leste. Alipio, are you there? Are you okay to turn on your camera and turn on your sound for us? We're looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you. Thank you for the time. And I'm Alipio Baltazar, as a country director of Mary MacKillop Today in Timor-Leste. Today I'm going to talk about two project achievements over the last year. The one that I'm going to talk first about is literacy teacher training, that we will focus for the three achievements over the last year. One is improvement of teachers' skills and knowledge in delivering quality teaching to students. And over the last year, that we already achieved 87% of the quality of teachers already achieved the quality of teaching that they provided to the students. This achievement has been achieved based on the training being delivered by our trainers of literacy team in Timor-Leste here. And the second, that's based on the training that we provide. We also provide resources to the teacher after completing the training. That's to enable teachers to have reference that's given to teachers and also the students to have a reference after receiving the lesson from the teachers. And apart from this, and over the last year, Mary MacKillop Today in Timor-Leste, we already achieved joint monitoring been agreed by Minister of Education and what we call InfoDepe. InfoDepe is institutions that under the Minister of Education that regulate all the training they provided for the teachers across the country. And we already committed to do the joint training with them. And apart from this project, we also have an achievement for the livelihood project. That over the last year, we already signed two memorandums of understanding with the two different institutions of the government. One is the institution of Secretary of State for Cooperative, and one institution of the government we call Institute for Business Development in the country. That the two institutions to provide training and capacity building for our groups in livelihood groups in Ermera and Laku. And as the achievement of this memorandum of understanding, in the same year, this institution already transformed the women group to be a cooperative members in the country in Relaku, Ermera, and also transform a vanilla group of 5 vanilla groups into a multi-sectoral cooperative. In the same year, that the another realizations of this achievement. The same year, the institution provided the subsidy to the group of the women group, about 2,500. The first subsidy was provided by the government as a trial, as a realization of its commitment. And in addition to the subsidy, they also provide the training like business management, financial management, and also cooperative management in that place. So over the last year, that's three achievements that has been delivered by our team and also committed by the government of the two institutions. Yeah, this is all about the achievement for the two projects. Thank you.
Hello to the supporters of Mary MacKillop Today. My name is Rosalia. I live with my husband and 2 children in Timor-Leste. For so long, I didn't know how to help my children study at home. I really tried, but there weren't any books. It was disheartening, feeling like I couldn't support my children's learning. Then I joined the parents' training facilitated by Mary MacKillop Today, and I suddenly felt a great change. I began to understand the root of all education. The trainers were wonderful, sharing their teaching tips and experiences. It was so motivating for me. So when I was asked to be a volunteer teacher in the local school, I answered yes. I believe it's important to share the skills that I've learned from my training. I am now applying my training and knowledge during the day by teaching at the school, and at night I gather my own children, my niece, my nephews, and continue to teach. I truly hope that Mary MacKillop Today will continue this important training with more parents in Timor-Leste like me. Thank you very much for your support. Merry Christmas from my family.
Afternoon. So my name is Tessa Henwood Mitchell. I'm the International Programs Group Leader here at Mary MacKillop Today. And I'm here to share a little bit about some of the incredible highlights from this last year in international programs. And we've really had such an incredible year. Obviously the very first highlight is that we've been able to return to visiting the countries where we work. So this year I've been very, very lucky to be able to visit our wonderful team in Timor-Leste, where you've just seen some of the amazing work that team have achieved under Alipio's leadership. I also was very lucky to be able to visit Fiji twice and visit our partners there, and also our partners in Peru. But I'll share a little bit about the actual achievements of our work itself and the highlights that we've seen throughout the year. In Fiji, we've continued to work with our partner Olafo Fiji in a project we call Project Talitha, which is a women's leadership project working with women in remote communities to support them in building up their leadership skills and participating in decision making within their communities. And being able to visit that project and meet some of the women in person, it was just such an incredible opportunity for us to see the real lives that are impacted by the work that Mary MacKillop Today supports. It truly is life-changing for some of these women who haven't necessarily had the opportunity to be heard before, or to be able to stand up for themselves and their rights, and have their voices heard by their communities, by their families, and be able to also earn a livelihood for themselves, which enables them to take some control of their lives and support their families and their children. So that has been such an incredible thing to see through that project that we are very, very lucky to be supporting through our local partner in Fiji. I just got back last week from Fiji again and was able to see just that continued amazing impact of that project. In Peru, we have completed evaluations for 3 of our main projects over there through our partners in Peru. And we've been able to complete evaluations and redesign some new projects, which we're finalising at the moment. So we've got 3 really exciting new projects about to sort of kick off. We're finishing off those designs at the moment. One of those projects that we actually are going to be continuing, we've done for 3 years, and we're going to give another 3 years to grow and expand the work we're doing, is the work we do with women in politics. So we're really supporting women who are getting involved in local politics and allowing them spaces where they can grow their skills and their knowledge to be able to really impact the communities around them. When I was in Peru just recently, we actually were lucky to be able to share the news with the women involved in that project that it will be continuing for another 3 years. And honestly, the excitement from them and how happy they were to know that this project was going to continue was so wonderful to see, just knowing how important that project is for those communities. We also, during that same visit in Peru, we visited some of the students who participated in a guinea pig breeding program through one of the projects that we deliver of vocational training. And we met one particular young man who has learnt, he's completed the course in guinea pig breeding. And his mother, he's actually been able to teach some of the things he learnt through that course, and she's got her own guinea pig breeding business running now as well. And she's, an older woman who that's given her some independence in her life as well. So it's just been incredible for us seeing all of these amazing achievements and the impact that our projects have in the countries that we're working in. I myself feel very, very lucky to be a part of that and to be able to see that impact in the people's lives that we're supporting in that day-to-day, in the day-to-day, and all of you who are here with us today, you're contributing to that. So we're just so thankful, and I hope that brings some Christmas cheer to you all to know just the incredible impact that you're contributing to. So now what we'd like you to see is some of our project participants in Peru. So One of them you'll see is Paulina, who is one of the female leaders from the Women's Empowerment Project in Peru that I mentioned. We got to meet her when we were over there, and she's such an inspiring woman. And you'll also see some school students from one of the other projects we have in Peru who are also incredible young leaders and really benefiting from the support they're receiving through these projects. So please sit back and enjoy seeing some of our work in Peru.
Mi nombre es Manuel Alessandro Valdarrado Cornejo.
Hola, mi nombre es Maciel.
Mi nombre es Clarisa
Y mi nombre es Bianca Samira.
Somos estudiantes de la institución educativa Mariscal Domingo Nieto de Amate.
Bueno, queremos agradecer a todos nuestros amigos de Australia, que gracias a su apoyo nosotros podemos así concluir con nuestros proyectos anhelados que tenemos para toda la juventud.
También hacerles llegar el saludo de todos nuestros compañeros de la institución educativa Mariscal Domingo Nieto.
Los esperamos en Perú.
Muchas gracias por su atención.
Hola, mi nombre es Paulina Crispín. Soy una de las mujeres lideresa, emprendedora de aquí del distrito de Ocongat. Soy madre soltera, tengo una hija de 10 años y también soy una de las emprendedoras de artesanía y también trabajamos. Nuestro emprendimiento es de cuatro señoras donde estamos trabajando cada día y también tenemos, ¿no? Ese es mi emprendimiento. Aquí tenemos los colores, la combinación, los diseños, porque la artesanía es parte de la cultura también. También llevamos nuestra historia acá, cada diseño nos muestra, ¿no? Que cada diseño lleva nuestra historia de aquí de la zona. Y también me siento muy feliz de ser artesana, de ser una mujer emprendedora de aquí del distrito de Ocongate. Y felices fiestas para todos.
Thank you to Alipio and to Tessa for giving us that update on our important projects that are happening overseas in Timor, in Fiji and in Peru. We'd now like to update you on our crucial program, one of our crucial programs that's running here in Australia. And I'd like to welcome Anita, who is the team leader of our financial inclusions group in Bathurst, to tell you more. So thank you, Anita, over to you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm Anita and I'm out here at Bathurst and I'm the team leader of the financial inclusions team. Very, very fortunate to do that job. We have been doing a Nils for Cars project that Good Shepherd has ran for the last 12 months. In that time, my staff in the financial inclusions team have done 303 Nils for Cars loans, ranging in the price of about $2,500 to $5,000. On top of that, we've also done 550 normal Nils loans for essential household items, regos, fridge, freezers, washing machines, all of that sort of stuff. But one of the things of our proudest moments this year, I would say that our Nun's vision was to try to provide free education for our clients to empower them, because power is knowledge. We've been trying to get this up and running for the last couple of years, and of course with COVID in between, but now I'm so excited for next year. Community organisations are coming to us and asking if we will deliver this program to them, which we deliver free, and we feel the more people that we can get the word out to give them basic skills for decision makings around their finances, and we tailor make it to each group. And with that, and community organisations coming to us, I think finally we're getting there where we're known. Our growth is known pretty much from Condobolin down to Temora, over to Mudgee, and all the way down to the Penrith area. So I'm very fortunate to be the team leader of this team with an incredible team that do an incredible job for our clients in these areas. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Anita, for sharing that with us. It's really gratifying to hear about the number of people that are being helped around New South Wales and beyond who need that benefit of a no interest loan. Hello everyone, I'm Jane Wolford, if you haven't met me before, and I'm the CEO of Mary MacKillop Today. And how wonderful is it today to see these beautiful images, see the footage from the partner countries where we work, and also to hear from our staff, including here in Australia with Anita, about the wonderful work and the impact that we have been able to make in all of these diverse learning programs. A difference we've been able to make, of course, with your help. And Christmas is a time of joy, and it's a time for us to look back with that joy of being privileged to see that difference. We do get to see that every day. So thank you for what you've been able to help us achieve in this time. Well, firstly, I just wanted to share with you, as we come to the end of one year, we're already looking forward to next year, and we have many goals for 2023. Very briefly, to share some of those with you. 2023 will see us as an organisation at 4.5 years of age. So Mary MacKillop Today, which began as many of the merged works of the Sisters of St. Joseph back in mid-2018. In these 4 or so years, we've been able to consolidate all those different works. And so it's time for us to think forward and to look at our strategy and look at the directions we're travelling in. So we're asking ourselves over the next few months some very big questions, and we'll ask those questions while we're also continuing to deliver the programs we have. But looking to the future, what are the opportunities for us to grow? Where else can we be working? How can we consolidate on the impacts we're already having? We also will be starting a new program cycle. At Mary MacKillop Today, our programs don't just start as brief projects where we say this year we'll help a group or a partnership to achieve these things over a 12-month period. No, we work with a 3-year cycle in many of our programs, and particularly the ones overseas. And that's because it gives the time that is needed to help an organisation locally to understand what they want to achieve, to develop really clear plans, to look at what impact they want to make, and to begin the project in the 2nd year, grow and strengthen the project, and in the 3rd year, really consolidate what that program is delivering. So we'll be starting that new cycle in our programs in Peru and Fiji and in Timor-Leste. We'll see some fantastic new developments in the financial inclusion program that Anita's leading there, as she talked about, helping people to learn more about their budgeting and how they may be able to grow their income and look after their families. So there's many, many things we'll be doing. We will keep busy, and we will also be doing our planning. Well, I wonder right now if there are any questions from anyone listening to this to these presentations today. I do have one question here, and Anita, it is for you, so I'll get you ready to put your screen back on. And that is, within our Australian program here, Anita, looking at the no interest loans and financial inclusion programs, those suite of programs we run, have you been noticing the impact firsthand there of the rising cost of living that we know only too well, the rising inflation that's impacting across society? You know, what are you seeing in terms of the impact of the people you're working with?
The need and the desperation has escalated. And just to give everyone just a little glimpse in, we do what they call EPA vouchers for clients that have a immediate crisis, that they're struggling to pay their power or their gas bill. We got 10,000 vouchers allocated to us on the 11th of November. We've all but exhausted them and down to 350 vouchers left of that 10,000. That has been one of the biggest things, people coping to actually stay on top of their power cost and pay their bills. So that has been the most amount of vouchers that we've given in our time of 2 years of doing EPA vouchers. So that's incredible. Yeah, so yeah, Jane, it is. It's every day, and people just basic things like trying to get their car registered or fixed or repaired, or fridges, and most of the things that we see, unfortunately, is people are struggling just to even pay their rent. Hopefully with what we can do for them and a few little tips and knowledges can give them a bit of hope to make a few little changes and make it a bit easier on themselves and their family. Thank you. That was a great question.
Yeah, it's obviously really important, and I think one of the unique aspects of our work at Mary MacKillop Today is that we're looking locally at the impact on the communities who are facing such huge challenges here in Australia. And we're also working with the vulnerable communities overseas. And I mean, in a country like ours where there are some supports in place in tough times, it doesn't mean that there isn't a great struggle for Australian people. And, at times we can only imagine then what that struggle means for people in countries, in our neighbouring countries. Alipio, could I ask you then a similar question, just briefly? What is it similar there in Dili and in Timor-Leste? Is this the financial economy, the economic situation that seems to be impacting globally? What does that look like for Timorese people?
Thank you, Jane, for the questions. Yes, I think after the COVID, that's really globally attack across the globe, I think it's really had a big impact for economic, particularly in Timor-Leste here. I think Timor-Leste also have a really over 3 or 4 years that have a political crisis, and it's really impact significantly people for struggling how to really survive. And as the realizations of this project that we are implementing in the location of Elmira, it's really give a very good hope and expectation for people to really survive. And because we have worked closely with the government, as I mentioned before, that memorandum of understanding is really make easy way for them to access to some of the financial accessibility in terms of the loan. I think besides they have the cooperative, but they also, we already have a discussion with the government try to really facilitate them to access for the loan to be borrowed by the members, not only from the cooperative aspect, but also from the government, because the government also now, they also subsidize the bank. They provide some additional funding in the national bank here to make easy for people to access, particularly for the micro business and small and medium business. And I think the member of the our cooperative is become one of the target also for the loan as well. Yeah, economically, globally, in terms of the national level of Timor-Leste, it's really make it really difficult for people in terms of to struggle in economic side. So thank you. That's a really good question.
Yeah, thanks, Alipio. And I think that brings us to, always brings us back to what our mission is. We are seeing tougher times across the globe. So right now for us, it brings us back to our core mission, that core mission that Mary MacKillop herself commenced, and that was teaching and education. And for us today, it's learning for life in so many of its forms, which of course, learning, whether it be in the financial inclusion program in Western New South Wales or learning up in the mountains of East Timor, there are always ways we can bring that home to people and support education, which creates opportunities, and also that includes education around livelihood opportunities. So it's really, really important work we do. Well, as we come to further into this presentation and closer to the end, I might say, I'd very much like to now introduce Sister Monica Kavanagh, who earlier today recorded a special Christmas prayer for us. And, Christmas being such a special time, as I said earlier, it is a time of joy. It's a time to look back on our achievements for many communities around the globe. And in saying that too, to thank you for your part in that, in making that possible. And for those in these harder times who may be able to offer a Christmas gift, I hope that you can see from today's conversation, we have continued work to do, and we always welcome your support to continue that into 2023. So I'll pass over now for Sister Monica to offer us a Christmas prayer. And while we're just waiting for that, I do have one more question. Coral has asked us a question for today about whether we run programs for those people who have a disability, who may be blind, to support them into employment. And yet, I'm pleased to say we, across our programs, really value disability inclusion. So wherever we are running learning programs, so for example, with Alipio's program in Timor-Leste, when we're working with children, parents, teachers, we incorporate a disability component. It was last year, I think, that one of the resources we developed as part of the teaching resources was a storybook in the Teton language about a child with a disability who previously had not been able to go to school simply because she had a physical disability that she lived with. And the story is about the changing of attitudes. The teacher welcomes her into the classroom, and therefore the children accept her because she really wants to learn and she can learn. So it's a whole mindset change in that community. And that very much mirrors what we're trying to bring about in communities with our programs, that all are included, including those who have a physical disability. So that's certainly one example. Over in Peru, we also work directly with children with disabilities in a community program where therapies are provided to the children, and parents are very much engaged in bringing their children to receive those services. So a couple of examples there. Okay, and thanks, Coral, for your question. Well, let's move on now and let's hear from Sister Monica Kavanagh, the leader of the Josephite congregation, with a special Christmas message.
Come to the end of another year, I, on behalf of the Sisters of St. Joseph, want to thank each and every one of you for your generous support of Mary MacKillop Today. This is a very important mission of the Sisters today. At this Christmas time, we take a moment to reflect on the joy and love that your generous support has brought to the children and families supported by Mary MacKillop Today. I want to share with you a Christmas blessing. May you give and receive love generously. May this love echo in your heart like the joy of Christmas. May each person who comes into your life be greeted as another Christ. And may the honour given to the babe in Bethlehem be that which you extend to everyone who enters your presence. And may the hope of this sacred season settle in your soul. May it be a foundation of courage for you when times of distress occupy your inner land. And may the wonder and awe that fills the eyes of children be awakened within you, and may it lead to renewed awareness and appreciation of whatever you too easily take for granted. And may the bonds of love for one another be strengthened as you gather within your family, friends, and all those who will share at your table in this time of festivity and nourishment. And may the daily gift of your love be grateful for the hidden treasures it contains. And may the coming year be one of good health for you. May you have energy and vitality. May you care well for your body, mind, and spirit. And may you, like the wise kings, be blessed for the gifts that you bear in supporting the works of Mary MacKillop Today. Thank you on behalf of the Sisters of St. Joseph.
Well, a beautiful blessing and prayer, I'm sure you would agree, from Sister Monica. And one of the wonderful blessings we have working here each day at Mary MacKillop Today is that we are very often in the presence of the sisters and receive their support and their mentoring for the work that we do. One thing I would ask of you very humbly at this Christmas time is that we may receive your prayers as well. Prayers that we continue to discern the best way forward. We here at Mary MacKillop Today know that we are part of a very privileged legacy in carrying forward the work of Mary MacKillop and of the sisters who have followed her. So we ask for your prayers in that we may do that and receive the blessings we need to continue that with strength. Well, finally, another Christmas message to end today's presentation. I hope so much that you have enjoyed seeing just a little snippet of the work that we do, those beautiful images from Peru and Timor and Fiji, and here in Australia, and hearing a little bit more about our work. We do like to share something regularly with you in this forum. And so to finish, and to wish you joy for this very special Christmas time with you and your families, I'd like to introduce a special Christmas video with messages from the variety of countries in which we work. Merry Christmas to you from all of us at Mary MacKillop Today.
Festas do Natal e Feliz do Ano Novo para doadores no MMT8, inclui embaixador e Timor-Leste, nomos ia Austrália. Dalai datang. Boas festas do Natal e Feliz do Ano Novo. Obrigado.
A minha esperança Natal, mag abamarua sai, matenek, fodame malu, nomos hau abamarua sai, ema nebe jovem nebe dia, abamarua ia Timor-Leste. Hau karakana kolega sira nebe, hirus malu tengki badame malu, no tamba Jesus moris mai hodidame.
Hau pinta Rebecca ema koa Rebecca tama hamu gosta koa Rebecca ham si hamehe atu akara koa Rebecca canta toca no hanan.
Corran, corran, corran todos los pastores a traer pañales para el niño Jesús, a traer pañales para el niño Jesús. Azucena cancho, clavelina cancho, niño chavacate, upaya chinaipa. Azucena cancho,